All right, it's Tuesday, November 14th. This is an end of the day SPY recap. It's about 15 minutes to go in trading. But essentially today, after the CPI news, market gapped up big and then followed through even higher. In terms of just real quickly, after the gap up, you can see the pre-market range was a very wide range, but right out of the gates, the first bar went up and then followed through. So it was a good morning directional trade. And then you had a secondary type of move here, orderly pullback that eventually then took out the high of the day. So one push up, pause, a second push up, and that's kind of what the structure was on the day. But in terms of just the bigger picture, what really unfolded, it was a key day here back on Friday, where once we kind of came up here on this big green bar, you can see a big green weekly bar, and we were targeting this high. We eventually got it towards the end of the week, last week. And then for a second, the market started to, reverse with a bit of a 3-bar to the downside. And it was the very next day, if I go to the 15-minute chart, where after that 3-bar down, we gapped up a little bit, we couldn't take out that first bar low, and then we came up through that first bar high. That was the signal right there that we weren't really going to broaden back, through this range. We were heading to higher targets, higher. And as it turned out, the market had a very nice day up on that day. Then yesterday we had a red to green move that I kind of discussed. And then today, after the news, we continue higher. So the main thing, though, in the big picture was on the weekly chart after we came up, took out that high, kind of near that purple line, and then had an opportunity to come back down. We instead just paused there, started back up again. That started putting these higher targets into play. So coming in, even though we have the strong week here, 2 days in, there's still targets right up here to be hit. After big gaps up, you never know if you're going to get a choppiness along the way, or you're going to head straight up. We kind of judge that by just, do we hold the midpoint of the each day and continue higher? Some of the better trades in this environment might be taking out liquidity to the downside. We might see a pre-market low taken out. We might see some stops taken out, some pivot points before heading higher. But again, we are likely heading up to these targets to start. And then I even look at the quarterly chart, which at one time we thought might be getting a 2 down towards these targets. That has come comfortably up through the midpoint of that quarter. So by the end of the year, it seems like we are making, new quarterly highs as well. It would be a 3-bar to the outside, given the way this quarterly chart's shaping up, and we have plenty of time to get up there. So you just have to continue playing the upside. We've known that really true, since this big reversal week. There were a bunch of things going on. We had this target in play, and then once this target failed on this day, on Friday, that was a sign we're heading up to higher targets. So that's sort of the big picture in terms of what to really, how to analyze what's developing here in the market. Of course, at some point there might be a pullback. We'll kind of watch the weekly chart and see what develops there. Will we get some kind of inside bar down, or maybe a small 2 up, 2 down along the way? Who knows? But for now, there is a bit of exhaustion risk as always. There's no real true actionable signal on the daily chart to the upside other than just continued momentum. So keep that in mind. But, you're just going to have to, with exhaustion risk, you kind of have to judge the opening price action each day and see if maybe we're getting a little bit of a pullback to start that then, starts back in the direction of the trend in some form. So a lot of that, whether we continue momentum or whether we have a bit of, choppiness along the way, will just generally be dictated by how the market opens in the pre-market range in the first bar of the day, as we always look at it. So anyway, good day today to the upside again. A good, situation to be long the market in general if you do more than day trade. And, we still have a lot of targets above. So I wouldn't fight this thing at all. And we'll just have to see day by day how it goes.